Kansas City keeps showing up on best places to move lists, and for good reason. But here's the thing, everyone's already heard about Overland Park, Lee Summit, and the Plaza. Those are fine, they're popular for a reason. But what if I told you there are communities in this metro that offer better value, less competition, and lifestyles that most relocating buyers don't even know exist? I'm talking about the places locals whisper about, the neighborhoods where people move in and never leave, the towns that aren't on the national radar yet, but should be. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain on 6 Kansas City metro communities that would make my personal shortlist if I were relocating here in 2026. Now, these aren't random picks, these are places I've walked, sold homes in, and watched transform over the past several years. If you're a researcher to move to Kansas City, whether from the coast, from Texas, or from somewhere else in the Midwest, this video is going to save you weeks of Zillow scrolling and give you the insider perspective you can't get from a Google search. So let's get into it. I'm Kendal Hackett, a real estate agent with First Class Real Estate, and I specialize in helping relocating buyers find the right community, not just the right house in the Kansas City metro. I've helped numerous clients navigate this market, and I know firsthand that where you land matters just as much as what you buy. Kansas City spans 2 states, dozens of school districts, and wildly different vibes from one zip code to the next. My job is to help you cut through the noise and find your fit. If you want to talk through your situation directly, my contact info is below in the description. Text, call, email, whatever works for you. I actually do respond. Now let's talk about these 6 communities. Starting with number 1, we're going to North Kansas City. Locals call it Northtown. It sits just across the Missouri River from downtown KC. We're talking 5-minute drive to the Central Business District. It's technically its own city, not a neighborhood of Kansas City proper, and that distinction actually matters. So here's what most people don't realize. North Kansas City has quietly become one of the most interesting small cities in the metro. It's got this tight-knit, almost village-like feel, just over 4,000 residents, but it's surrounded by explosive growth. The industrial bones are still visible, but they've been repurposed into breweries, creative offices, and event spaces. You've got Cinder Block Brewery, Big Rip Brewing, and a food scene that punches way above its weight class. There's a walkable downtown with local restaurants, a genuine sense of community identity, and this is the kicker, property taxes that are significantly lower than what you pay in Johnson County, Kansas. So North Kansas City attracts young professionals, creatives, and buyers who want urban energy without urban prices. If you work downtown or in the crossroads, your commute is negligible. If you want a front porch, a backyard, and neighbors who actually know your name, this is your spot. Walkable downtown with local restaurants and coffee shops, thriving craft brewery scene, 5-minute commute to downtown Kansas City, lower property taxes than most Johnson County alternatives, strong community events calendar, including the Northtown Festival, which I love. Location, you're right off I-29 and I-35 with easy access to KCI Airport. It's about 15 minutes without traffic. Downtown KC is across the bridge. The River Market is practically next door. Price range here, homes in North Kansas City typically range from $180,000 to $400,000 depending on the size and the condition. You'll find everything from 1940 bungalows to newer infill construction. Compared to similar walkability in Brookside or Waldo, you're probably saving $50,000 to $100,000 on a comparable property. Community number 2, we're going to Liberty, Missouri. Liberty sits northeast of downtown KC, about 20 minutes from the city's center. It's the Clay County seat and one of the oldest towns in the region, founded in 1822, if that's something that you're interested in. Liberty has something most Kansas City suburbs don't, a legitimate historic downtown square that people actually use. So I'm not talking about a cute street with 2 antique shops here and there. I'm talking about a real town square with local restaurants, boutiques, a thriving farmers market, and events that draw people from across the metro. The Liberty Jail historic site is pretty cool. It draws visitors interested in early Mormon history. We've got William Jewell College that gives the town a small college town energy, and the housing stock is genuinely diverse. You can find historic homes near the square, new construction, and master plan communities, and everything in between. What I hear from clients who land in Liberty, it feels like a real town. There's a sense of place here that a lot of newer suburbs just simply lack. Liberty tends to attract families, buyers relocating from higher cost metros who want space and value, and anyone really who prioritizes community over brand name recognition. If you want good schools, a real downtown, and room to breathe without driving an hour to get anywhere, Liberty belongs on your list. Highlights here in Liberty: historic downtown square with restaurants, shops, and events. William Jewell College, like I mentioned, the campus and cultural programming there is phenomenal. Liberty Farmers Market, one of the best in the metro. We have Stockdale Park, an extensive trail system, strong public school districts, and the transportation and connectivity is par none. So Liberty sits right off I-35 and Highway 152 with quick access to I-29. The airport is about 20 minutes away. Downtown KC is a straight shot south. Pricing in Liberty typically range from $250,000 to $550,000, with newer construction in neighborhoods like Bridgeview and Centerfield pushing toward the higher end. Compared to South Johnson County, you're getting more square footage and more land for your dollar. All right, number 3, Shawnee, Kansas. Shawnee sits in Johnson County, Kansas, just west of the Kansas-Missouri state line. It's right between Overland Park to the south, Merriam to the east, and Lenexa to the southwest. Shawnee is one of those communities that gets overlooked because it doesn't have a single flashy identity, and that's actually its strength here. It's not trying to be anything, it just works. You've got established neighborhoods with mature trees, strong public schools to the Shawnee Mission and DeSoto districts, and a revitalized downtown Shawnee area that's grown into a legitimate destination. The Old Town core around Johnson Drive has coffee shops, restaurants, and local businesses that give the area a walkable neighborhood feel that most of Johnson County lacks. Shawnee also has Shawnee Mission Park, the crown jewel of Johnson County parks. So there's over 1,600 acres, a 120-acre lake, trails, disc golf, dog parks, and facilities for just about every outdoor activity you can name. Shawnee attracts families who want Johnson County schools without Johnson County prices, outdoor enthusiasts who want Shawnee Mission Park in their backyard, and buyers who value substance over flash. If you're coming from a coastal metro and want a Midwestern suburb that actually feels like a neighborhood, not a subdivision, Shawnee is seriously worth your consideration. Our highlights here: downtown Shawnee revitalization with local dining and shops. We have Shawnee Mission Park, 1,600 plus acres of trails, lake and recreation. Has access to both Shawnee Mission and DeSoto school districts. There are established neighborhoods with mature landscaping, proximity to I-435 and K7 for regional connectivity. So you are right dab in the middle. Shawnee sits along I-435 and K7 with easy access to I-35. Downtown KC is about 20 minutes east. The airport, roughly 30 minutes north. So price range here for Shawnee. You're looking at $275,000 to $600,000. I know that's a big range, but older established neighborhoods near downtown tend to go toward the lower end of that, and the newer construction in the western portions of the city push higher. So compared to Overland Park or Leawood, you're generally looking at 10 to 20% saving for a comparable home. We've made it halfway through. Now we're going to number 4, Parkville. Parkville sits on the bluffs overlooking the Missouri River just north of downtown KC. It's one of the smallest incorporated cities in the metro, but it's got an outsized reputation. Parkville is one of those places that makes people stop and say, wait, this is in Kansas City? The downtown is a legit destination again. English Landing Park sits right on the river with trails, event space, and some of the best views in the metro. The Nature Sanctuary offers hiking trails through river bottom forest and the downtown strip with antique shops, art galleries, local restaurants, and the historic Parkville Coffee House has a charm that's hard to replicate. Park University anchors the community and adds a small college town dynamic. The housing stock ranges from historic homes in the Old Town core to newer construction in the surrounding neighborhoods. And here's the thing about Parkville. It punches above its weight in livability, but doesn't carry the price premium you'd expect. It's still relatively under the radar compared to Johnson County or South KC. Parkville attracts buyers who want character, walkability, and a river town vibe. It's popular with empty nesters, professionals who work downtown, and families who prioritize community feel over the cookie-cutter subdivisions. If you've been to Parkville for brunch or an antique run and thought, I could live here, you absolutely can, and probably for less than you'd expect. So our highlights here for the lifestyle: historic downtown with galleries, antiques, and local restaurants. We have the English Landing Park on the Missouri River, Parkville Nature Sanctuary with hiking trails, Park University campus and cultural events. We have small town walkability with big city proximity. So Parkville is about 10 minutes from downtown KC going I-29. The airport about 15 minutes north. You're close to everything, but it feels like an escape. Now, price range here in Parkville, you're looking at $300,000 to $700,000, with historic homes and riverfront properties going the higher route. Compared to similar charm and walkability in Brookside or Prairie Village, you're often looking at better value per square foot. All right, number 5, getting closer to home for me, or going to Raymore, Missouri. Raymore sits in southern Cass County, Missouri, about 25 miles south of downtown KC. It is part of the broader Lee Summit, Belton, Raymore corridor that's seen significant growth over the past decade. Raymore is the definition of a hidden gem suburb. It doesn't have the name recognition of Lee Summit, but it has something Lee Summit is running out of: affordable new construction, space, and a small town identity that hasn't been swallowed yet. The city has invested heavily in parks and trails. Raymore has over 400 acres of parkland and an expanding trail system. The rec center is a legitimate asset with pools, fitness facilities, and programming, and the housing stock skews newer, lots of 2010 and 2020 construction and well-planned subdivisions, and it's still growing. When I hear from clients who choose Raymore, we got twice the house for half the price, and that math is real. So Raymore attracts families relocating from higher cost metros, remote workers who don't need to commute daily, and buyers who prioritize space, new construction, and value over proximity. If you're coming from California, Colorado, or Texas and you want the most house for your money without sacrificing quality of life, you should probably consider Raymore. So lifestyle highlights here. Again, over 400 acres of city parkland and an expanding trail system. We have Raymore Rec Center with pools, fitness facilities, new housing stock with modern floor plans. Raymore sits along Highway 71 with access to I-49 and Highway 150. Downtown KC is about 30 to 35 minutes north. Lee Summit, 15 minutes east. Airport, about 45 minutes. Price range here, we're looking at $250,000 to $475,000. For new construction with 4 bedrooms and a 3-car garage, you're often looking at $350,000 to $425,000, which is a price point that barely gets you a townhome in Johnson County. All right, here we are, number 6, the last one I've got today, Bonner Springs, Kansas. So Bonner Springs sits in Wyandotte County, Kansas, just west of Kansas Bay, Kansas, along the Kansas River. It's about 20 minutes from downtown KC. Bonner Springs is the wild card on the list, and that's exactly why it's here. Most people know Bonner Springs for 2 things: the Kansas Speedway and the Azura Amphitheater, formerly Providence or Sandstone. So it's been through some names there. What they don't know is that Bonner has a genuine small town downtown, direct access to some of the best outdoor rec in the metro, and home prices that make Johnson County look like Manhattan. The Kansas River runs right through, the Kill Creek Park and Wyandotte County Lake Park systems are nearby, and the downtown core, anchored by local restaurants and shops, has a quiet charm that surprises people who only know Bonner Springs from driving to a concert. And here's the truth: Bonner Springs is not for everyone. It's more rural adjacent, so it's farther from the Johnson County amenities, but for buyers who want space, value, and a slower pace without leaving the metro, it's worth a look. Bonner Springs actually attracts buyers who prioritize land and value over polish. Outdoor enthusiasts and families who want elbow room also look into this. If you're priced out of Johnson County but don't want to move an hour away, Bonner Springs gives you a Kansas address, metro proximity, and prices that make home ownership actually achievable. So going over the highlights again: small town downtown with local businesses. We've got the Azura Amphitheater and Kansas Speedway nearby. You have access to Kansas River and regional trail systems. There's Kill Creek Park and Wyandotte County Lake Park, Agricultural Heritage Park, and tons of community events. So Bonner Springs sits right off I-70 with quick access to I-435. Downtown KC is about 20 minutes east, and KCI Airport is about 35 minutes north. Price range here in Bonner Springs typically ranges from $175,000 to $375,000. You can find 3-bedroom homes on larger lots for under $250,000 here. It's a rarity anywhere else in the metro with this level of highway access. Let me give you a quick side-by-side so you can see how these communities stack up. All right, so we have North Kansas City, best for urban energy and walkability, $180,000 to $400,000. Liberty, best for historic charm and community feel, $250,000 to $550,000. Shawnee, for best for Johnson County schools at lower prices, $275,000 to $600,000. Parkville, best for Rivertown character and outdoor access, $300,000 to $700,000. Raymore, best for new construction and max value, $250,000 to $475,000. Bonner Springs, best for land, space, and affordability, $175,000 to $375,000. So no single community is the right answer for every buyer. I get that. The right fit depends on where you're coming from, what you're leaving behind, and what you want your daily life to look like. And that's where I come in. If any of these communities caught your attention, I'd love to help you dig deeper. So whether you're still in the early research phase, just figuring out which side of the state line makes sense, or you're actually ready to fly in and tour, I can help you narrow it down. We'll talk through your priorities, your budget, and your timeline, and I'll point you toward the neighborhoods that actually fit, not just the ones with the biggest marketing budgets. All of my info is in the description. Reach out anytime. Remember, I actually respond, usually within a few hours. And if you're not ready to talk yet, totally fine. Subscribe to this channel. I'm putting out videos every week of Kansas City communities, neighborhoods, market updates, and the stuff you actually need to know before you move here. Hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and I'll see you in the next one.